Welcome to the Frustration to Freedom podcast. This is Mike Bemis, Senior Advisor Development Consultant at Simplicity Minneapolis. I got my partner in crime here, my sidekick, Jeremy Karja, also Senior Advisor Development Consultant at Simplicity Minneapolis. Jeremy, we got a new mini-series we're going to talk about today. I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, so am I. Let's launch this, baby.
Let's do it. So we're going to talk about top-tier marketing, A-tier marketing. And, kind of the four main things that advisors can do to get in front of consistent, qualified prospects. I mean, we've been doing this a long time, and collectively, it's been over 30 years we've been doing this,
Yeah.
Even though we got the baby faces, we've been doing it for a long time, right?
Yep. Closing in on 40.
Exactly. So, Jeremy, what are the four top tier, let's call it the A tier marketing things that work for producers?
Yeah, Mike. And let me say, this is something that you and I, again, been doing this a long time. I kind of stumbled across this as I would get phone calls, right? Me and you are on the phones making anywhere from 20 to 300 dials a day, talking to thousands and thousands of advisors every single year. This is my 20th year in the industry. And what I found is that most advisors, when I've given them an idea or concept for marketing, they would come back and say, yeah, I tried that. Yeah, I looked at that. But I'm really just looking for something else. And what were they looking for, Mike? The magic bullet, right?
Bullet. There's got to be something
there's
that
gotta be.
do that's, it's easy. Because this business is easy, right?
Yeah, I'm one step away. If somebody would just tell me this magic bullet that everyone else is doing, I think I'd be fine. And the fact of the matter is, there is no magic bullet, right? You can think of all the advisors you've ever met, those listening, Mike, you too. Think about it for a second. Every advisor that you've ever met with that does, let's say, $5 million of annuity business or $300,000 of revenue or more in this industry for more than just 1 year. You say a lot of people have a rock star year, 1 year, and then fall off. Yep. But let's say 2 years or more. And the fact of the matter is, these individuals all do one of four things. Yep. The four things is what we call the A-tier marketing, right? We'll talk about B-tier marketing in a minute, but B-tier market is inconsistent, right? A-tier market is consistent. You know it's going to produce for you year in and year out. Usually month in and month out, for sure, quarter in and quarter out. And so the A-tier marketing is, one, you do some sort of seminar or educational event, yep, right? Two, you do some sort of activity with your existing book. For example, you do activity with client events, referrals, annual reviews, something with your existing book. Three, you work with some sort of professionals, right? Somebody that's feeding you leads, CPAs, estate attorneys. Or four, you work with somebody that actually is
like a TV, radio.
Yeah, radio, TV. Yep. So basically, those are like the main four, Mike. And if you're not doing one of those four, you're just not going to be able to produce consistent results, is what I found. What have you found?
I agree. I think, the conversation I have when I'm talking to an existing producer for the first time, I always ask if I could help you out with anything in your practice, if I could help you get in front of more people, if I could help you get a better staff, if I could help you get more referrals or help you raise your average ticket. Every single time I hear, I need to get in front of more people, right?
So
it's one of the biggest challenges. But the big producers that we work with, they don't do just B-tier marketing, because if you're doing B-tier marketing, your production porpoises.
Yes,
right?
It does.
It just, oh man, I hit $1 million this month, but then I don't write anything for 2 months, right? And so, 2-3 months, or hey, I do this 200,000, 300,000 tickets, and then I have a gap, right? And so what we really try to coach our producers is to have multiple pillars of marketing. You need to have I would say at least two, if you really want to do it, two A-tier marketing going at one time. The B-tier marketing stuff is fine. It's good. You can do that, but you have to have multiple pillars going on at one time. And you have to create a system and a process for those pillars. It includes what you're doing and what your staff is doing. A lot of the times when I'm coaching producers, I'm actually coaching their staff more than coaching the producers, because I have to have the staff buy into the pillar. I have to have the staff ask for referrals. I have to have the staff create that referral culture, right, in their practice. I have, sometimes the staff is actually the engine, a big part of the engine that makes a seminar run, right?
Yeah.
It's not just getting up there speaking as the advisor, and that's an important part, but it's all the things behind that system that you create with that pillar that helps you get consistency in front of people.
Yeah, it's definitely a team effort, right? It's quarterback, extremely important to that team, but it's not the whole team. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like to say this, Mike, when you meet advisors, as we're talking to advisors out there, and I kind of compare them to they're in the ocean, right? They don't have anyone helping them. They're in the middle of the ocean trying to figure out this thing, trying to grow their practice. But the problem is they're in the middle of the ocean with one oar, and they're paddling, but they're paddling in circles. That one oar, that's whatever they're doing for marketing. Maybe they have two and they're kind of moving forward, right? But they're B-tier marketing, so they're little oars, they're not getting too far. And then you got a Mike Steranka who's got 10 pillars of marketing, A and B tier marketing going, and he's like a Viking ship, and he's passing all these little advisors with 1, 2, 3 oars, tiny oars, and he's got a Viking ship just sailing through that sea like nothing. And that's really what you're ultimately working towards. And what we coach advisors, one of the first things we do is you got to get a boat that has multiple oars in the water that are consistent and can produce you consistent results, whether that is, whatever it may be. It really depends on the advisor. That's where you need that coach to kind of guide you, but you need that Viking ship, and that's what we're working towards.
I like the Viking ship analogy, and I would say this too, is that not all oars are working all at the same time. Sometimes you have a bad month of seminars. There's a snowstorm. There's a hurricane that comes through. Whatever happens, right? Oh, yeah. Guess what? Now I just got 3 referrals from my CPAs that month to help save the month, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes you get no referrals from that CPA that month. But guess what? I just had an awesome seminar, right? They're never all working at the same time.
Yeah.
But as long as you're consistently doing them, one of them will be working each month.
Yeah. And that was the thought process. And that's why I say we're not against B-tier marketing. Absolutely do B-tier marketing. Our mentor and coach, Mike Steranka, he had B-tier marketing running every month. Lots of B-tier marketing.
Yep.
And those would produce results and kind of fill in the gaps when he had that A-tier marketing that was just a little off for the month. And so they all work together and they all are important, but you just cannot run your business and think you're going to get over the hump doing B-tier marketing. It will never happen for you. And we speak to advisors who have been doing it 20, 30, 40 years, and they've been scratching and clawing at this B-tier marketing strategies, and they're just not getting anywhere until you step up and get a solid, at least one A-tier marketing. If you have a few other B-tier marketing supplements, at least you can move that ship forward and not be spinning in circles in the middle of the ocean.
100% right. And so, we always talk about build the parachute as you fall, right? Yeah. Sometimes you have to jump off the cliff and you have to start going for it. And I'll tell you what, so my producers that have jumped off the cliff and have started going for it are the ones that are success stories that are coaching. The ones that think about it and try to analyze it and try to figure it out before they do it, they're still doing their BT beard.
Yeah, they're struggling with it. So I have one advisor, Mike, just did his first 2 seminars in the past 2 weeks here. And this is not typical, but I was helping him kind of from scratch. He was a referral. And this individual, very smart individual, but he does not have an office. He had been doing some B-tier marketing up and down, and trying a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But he was having a little success with B-tier marketing, but again, not consistent. So we had this conversation about the A-tier marketing, and he decided, you know what, of the 4 A-tier marketings, I want to do seminars. So we set him up with a program, and normally you get like a 1% response rate plus or minus on a mailer, right? Well, this individual, for some reason, his area, something, he ended up getting from one 7,000-piece mailer, he ended up getting 213 individuals, 118 or 130, I should have the numbers here, but buying units. And he was able to fill up 3 full seminars and 2 seminars for next month that are, close to half filled off of one mailer. Phenomenal. Doesn't happen all the time. You don't bank on that. You bank on one mailer filling up 2.
Don't expect that to happen.
But the fact of the matter is this individual had to take some, like you were talking about, Mike, you got to just take the leap of faith sometimes. He took the leap of faith. He went out and got an office. He went out and ordered what we call our personal financial inventory binders. He went out and found a location, negotiated with restaurants, sat with hours and hours of coaching with me, going through how to run a proper seminar. And now he's starting to run those first appointments. And his first appointment that he met with had $4 million. And your average should have probably close to 2 million when they're sitting in front of you. Yeah, it can be very, very good way to do it. It's not easy. Takes some work, takes some planning. But if you just jump in and you'll make little tweaks along the way. This individual, by the way, he was supposed to go 45 minutes because he's doing a dinner run, and he went an hour and a half, and people were not happy. And so he didn't get as many appointments as he wanted. Cut it down for the next one and got an extra appointment or two, and we're going to continue to tweak. And I guarantee you he's committed to doing 2 of them a month. And I guarantee you in 2, 3, 4 months, we'll be averaging 6 to 8 appointments a month, a seminar, and he's going to be in very good shape. So.
I believe it. I mean, it goes to a point that it doesn't matter if it's, seminars, if it's referrals, if it's client events, if it's, TV, radio, if it's working with professional estate planning attorneys, tax offices. It doesn't matter. No matter what you do, you're never going to be good at it right away, and accept that.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you won't get results. I have a lot of producers that get results with their, let's talk about seminars. It's an easy thing to talk about. They don't get the maximum results right away. Or let's go to referrals. I don't get the maximum results right away with referrals. But if I don't practice that, if I don't practice my script, if that's doesn't come out right away, then I have to keep doing it. You can't stop just because you failed once, right? My big producers keep trying and keep going. Tiger Woods didn't come out of the womb and was an amazing golf player, right? Kobe Bryant went to the gym at 4 a.m. in the morning and did one more practice than everybody else on his team. That's why he was one of the best.
Yeah.
Right? So our business is no different than that. And everybody listening to this podcast can get to whatever level they want to get to as long as they're willing to fail and get better every time.
Yeah.
So
you're absolutely right, Mike. Yeah, you got to take that leap, got to take those steps, be willing to fail, fall on your face a little bit, but commit to it. Get that consistency. Like when we interviewed Sal, he talked about that consistency, taking that leap of faith and making it happen and then refining it. You have us on speed dial, and me and Mike and our team will help you refine it over and over, whether it's the seminar, whether it's a first appointment, second appointment, referral process, your staff, whatever it is, we help refine that process over and over and over until we have it in a good spot. And where we're getting good ROI and consistent results.
So I'm excited about this mini series. Again, we're gonna have more episodes covering working with your existing clients, the seminars, the TV, radio, and working with professionals. And so come join us. Come listen to the next podcast. But again, if this podcast lands on you and you realize, hey, I want to start doing AT marketing. I know I need to do it. I want to take the leap of faith. And I need somebody to help me. That's where Jeremy and I are here to help you. This is what we do every day. This is what we love. This is why we get up in the morning and love what we do, is because we love helping you grow your practice and love helping you see the rewards that you get from growing your practice. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, agreed. Let's do this. Book the call. We want us to talk to you. You get direct to me or Mike, nobody in between, and we'll have a conversation and see if we can help your business.
Come join Team Elevate.
Yes,
Talk
sir.
to you soon.